Tonight, for the first time, we are hearing Donald Trump on tape in 2021 discussing a secret document about attacking Iran that he did not declassify. As we've reported, the conversation is a key part of special counsel Jack Smith's case against Donald Trump, and it is referenced in the indictment against him. CNN obtained and played the recording earlier this evening.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, you know, against you.
Well, it started right at the beginning.
Like when Milley's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Milley, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Mm-hmm. Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time, you know.
She'd send it to Anthony Weiner, the pervert. By the way, isn't that incredible? Though?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because we were talking about it, and you know, he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the papers. This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to figure out a
See, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, you know, but this is classified.
Now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so, look, here I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
It's incredible, right?
No,
hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
Bring some Cokes in, please. That is how that tape ended. We should note, NBC News has not obtained or verified this recording, and we have reached out to the Trump campaign and legal team for comment and have not yet heard back. We got a lot to discuss. So let's get smarter with the help of our leadoff panel. Two of our favorites are here. Former federal prosecutor Glenn Kirschner and Neal Katyal, Department of Justice veteran and former acting Solicitor General during the Obama administration. Neal, what is your reaction to actually hearing this recording that we had heard so much about, but now we've heard Donald Trump actually saying it all?
Yeah, Steph. So apart from all the obsequious behavior on this tape, which is astounding, it's a disgusting tape. I mean, Donald Trump is charged with illegally retaining 31 very sensitive national security documents. And the tape tonight does two things. First, it explains why did he do it. Now, people have said Donald Trump monetizes everything, and maybe that's true, and maybe he was doing this to please some investor or something. I've often felt that, and we've talked about this before, Steph, that it's something much simpler, which is, you know, I saw this when I was National Security Advisor at the Justice Department. Certain people just like to kind of hold out themselves as being in the know and having special documents and stuff like that. And here, Trump on the tape says it's so cool, those are his words, that he has these classified documents. It's not so cool. These are sensitive documents that people maybe gave their lives for or risked their lives for, not just U.S. citizens, but foreign allies and the like. It's not so cool that you have these documents in your social club and you get to show them off in, you know, to people. That's not good. And the second piece of this, what it does substantively, is it really nails the case against him on what criminal lawyers call mens rea, or criminal intent. His defense is that he's been trying to float around is, well, I thought it was declassified. I thought as the president I had the power to do so. But this tape destroys that defense, Steph, because this is what that tape says. It says, quote, see, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, you know, but this is still secret. And remember, Trump's claim is by taking something out of the White House, he automatically declassified it. These documents were they were taken out of the White House. If his theory was right, they would have been automatically declassified. They're obviously not. Everyone who knows how to, frankly, read English knows that. But to the extent Donald Trump wanted to say I had a genuine belief in this crazy legal theory, he himself didn't have that genuine belief. And then the last thing I'd say is, that all goes to the current indictment that Jack Smith has done in Florida, which is about the illegal retention of 31 documents. Jack Smith so far hasn't charged the illegal dissemination, giving to other people classified or sensitive information. But as far as I can tell, that's what's happening on that tape. It seems like an open and shut dissemination case. And most importantly, that case can be brought in New Jersey where that interview occurred, and would avoid any possible complications if there's a problem with the timing in the Southern District of Florida charges that he's currently facing.
Glenn, we have got a former president of the United States endangering our national security, and he is on tape doing it. Is this not the living embodiment of Trump's famous anecdote, he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and no one would care? He wouldn't lose his followers.
You know, there are people who care. Certainly the people he is putting at risk, including, folks who are doing the national security work of our country overseas. And I think most people do care about this. And I also don't think he's going to get away with it. The power of having an audio tape in the defendant's own voice, where he's doing a couple of things. One, he's committing the crime and it's being recorded. And he is also exposing so many of the lies he told, lies that, Steph, otherwise he may have offered in court. I mean, when he tells Brett Baier things like, oh, no, I just had a pile of newspapers and magazine articles. And yet we then hear him on the tape saying, these are papers the military prepared and gave to me. That puts the lie to Donald Trump's claims, to Fox News or posts on his social media platform. So, the power of this, I would call this sort of a just press play trial. And it reminded me of cases that I handled involving drug conspiracies, where we were fortunate enough to be able to go up on a wire and we had the defendant saying things like, I'm going to need 10 kilos next Friday, when the jurors can sit there and look at the defendant across the courtroom and hear his own voice sort of convicting himself. That's some of the most powerful evidence imaginable.
All right, Glenn, well, you'll get your wish. We're going to press play and play that conversation Donald Trump had with Fox News' Brett Baier about this tape just before it went public. Watch.
According to the indictment, you were here at Bedminster on July 21st, 2021, after you're no longer president, and you were recorded saying that you had a document detailing a plan of attack on another country that was prepared by the U.S. military for you when you were president, the Iran attack plan. You remember that?
Ready?
You were recorded.
It wasn't a document.
Okay.
I had lots of paper. I had copies of newspaper articles. I had copies of magazines.
I know. This is specifically a quote. You're quoted on the recording saying the document was secret, adding that you could have declassified it while you were president, but, quote, now I can't. This is still secret, highly confidential. And the indictment cites the recording and the testimony from people in the room saying you showed it to people there that day. So you say on this on tape,
it says just the opposite,
that you can't declassify. So why have it?
When I said that I couldn't declassify it now, that's because I wasn't president. I never made any bones about that. When I'm not president, I can't declassify.
And that's what you said. You didn't declassify it.
I said no. I said I couldn't.
Could have
but that wasn't a
declassified
document, Brett. There was no document.
That doesn't make much sense now to me. What do you think, Neal?
Yeah, I think we're at the pants on fire start of the trial at this point. I mean, it's just not plausible. He doesn't even sound like he believes it on that tape, on that interview that you're playing with Fox News. But I think the audio tape tonight conclusively, as Glenn said a moment ago, just destroys this claim. And I want to re-echo something that Glenn said, because Glenn's been a really formidable prosecutor. He understands this, and he's absolutely right. There's no substitute for hearing this, if you're on the jury, from Donald Trump's own mouth. It's one thing to read a cold transcript or something like that, or to have someone else say, oh, here's what Trump said. It's another thing to hear the words. You're literally hearing the crime being committed and destroying his defenses. You don't need a Glenn Kirschner to prosecute this case. You don't need a Jack Smith to prosecute this case. Anyone can prosecute this case.